Tesla shares had the worst day in 8 months on Tuesday as the electric car maker's stocks fell 11.4%. It comes after a Reuters report said Tesla planned to run a reduced production schedule in January at its Shanghai plant. That worried investors about a drop in demand in China, the world's biggest car market. Tesla's stock was the biggest drag on the benchmark S&P 500 and the tech-heavy Nasdaq index on the day. It's lost more than half its value since the start of October, as investors worried CEO Elon Musk had become distracted by his takeover of Twitter. Tesla's production cuts in Shanghai come with a rising number of health crisis infections in China. Reuters analysis also showed Tuesday that prices of used Tesla cars were falling faster than those of other car makers. That had also weighed on demand for new vehicles rolling off the assembly line.
Cancel all the time. You ain't going nowhere.
As the saying goes, a bit of humor goes a long way. And it was a long way to go for this mother and daughter pair, who were among thousands of frustrated Southwest Airlines passengers stranded at the Los Angeles International Airport on Tuesday. The budget carrier slashed 2/3 of its 4,000 scheduled flights across the country. That's more than 90% of all U.S. airline cancellations, despite other airlines having largely recovered from the holiday winter storm.
We got a text message like 9 o'clock last night that her flight was canceled. I was on the phone for like 4 hours on hold, no answer. So we woke up this morning, I said, let's just come to the airport to see what's going on. So clearly the flights are canceled, and more canceled.
Seas of suitcases are growing in airports across the United States. In Arlington, Virginia, Reuters spoke to a traveler who was stuck in Dallas by herself over Christmas due to Southwest's cancellations.
I wasn't expecting to find my luggages, and I literally had nothing, and Southwest didn't want to pay for anything. They didn't want to reimburse me. They didn't want to put me in a hotel, so I dished out extra money to fly with American Airlines, and I finally got here.
Southwest Airlines is now under fire from the U.S. government over its cancellations. President Joe Biden tweeted that his administration was working to ensure airlines were held accountable. Transport Secretary Pete Buttigieg called it a meltdown on CNN and said union leaders at Southwest have been raising alarm about technology issues with the carrier's aging systems for some time. Southwest CEO Bob Jordan apologized to customers and staff in a video message and acknowledged the urgent need for upgrades. The Dallas-based carrier has scrapped more than 12,000 flights since Friday.
Russian President Vladimir Putin has signed an order banning the export of oil and crude oil products to countries that have imposed price caps. It's the long-awaited response to the ceiling of $60 per barrel applied by Western countries on Russian oil. Putin says the ban will come into effect from the 1st of February and will last for 5 months, although the decree includes a clause that allows him to overrule it in special cases. The price cap on seaborne oil from Russia was agreed to by the European Union, the G7 and Australia earlier this month because of Moscow's war in Ukraine. It aims to diminish Russia's revenue and stabilize energy markets by allowing EU-based operators to ship the oil to third-party countries, provided it's priced below the cap price. European countries are already suffering from high energy prices due to the loss of a lot of Russian gas imports. It's not yet clear what impact Putin's decree will have on oil prices, but some analysts are suggesting it may prove to be largely symbolic.
At least one person has died and 5 others were injured after Moscow's forces shelled the town of Oleski in southern Ukraine. The attack comes a day after Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said Kyiv must accept its demands or else suffer defeat on the battlefield. But Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says his troops and his people will stand firm. We are entering a new year and must retain a common understanding of our national goals, he said. Of course, this is the liberation of our land from the enemy, as well as the restoration of Ukraine, the return of our people home, further cooperation with key partners and the beginning of new opportunities. These are all tasks for the near future, and not only for the state but also for each and every one of us. In Kherson, mourners gathered on Tuesday for the funeral of Natalia Ryashkova. The 47-year-old was killed when her apartment building was hit by a Russian missile. Attacks on the city have not stopped since Ukraine's forces liberated the territory in November. Some 30 kilometres northwest of Kherson, this small village is in ruins. The few residents left are bracing themselves against plummeting temperatures as the harsh Ukrainian winter sets in. As Russian President Vladimir Putin faces growing isolation on the world stage, he has sought to consolidate ties with a number of former Soviet states at an informal summit in St. Petersburg.